fried. Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Deep Fat Fried with all your favorites, including Paul Zico, Scotty, TJ, and in the
crew.
very distant sound guys back there, Zandalar Cryptoducius Esquire, the 75th, back there.
I thought it was the 73rd.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Get it
I
right,
apologize.
TJ.
I apologize.
Come on, dude. Really?
I apologize.
Get
I
it
said.
correct, TJ.
I apologize.
Why do you apologize?
I don't know.
I mean, it only seemed like that didn't really seem like something you would do.
Don't stop him.
No, I
You
do wanna
hardly ever get that from TJ.
I apologize.
I want a fucking sincere apology, TJ.
Sincere one.
Oh.
And you know what, TJ?
Well, I can't do that.
Here's my challenge to you, TJ. You've told me before, you know, you have some acting ability. You're a thespian, TJ.
I'm a lesbian? Yeah.
Yeah, you're
I
a
got
lesbian.
it. I like to eat
you're
pussy.
You're a fucking bald lesbian now.
Yeah.
I know you're going to hear that one next.
The bald
But
dyke.
TJ, could you fake a sincere apology to me?
Could I
Make it seem like you.
fake a sincere
I mean, like, because you
apology?
can't do a real one. Can you actually act as if you were going to give me a sincere apology?
I don't really want to.
I mean, so you can't do
It
it.
sounds gross.
See, you know what, TJ? I think you're backing out from the challenge.
Yeah, I think I am.
Yet again, I can't even fucking do a thing. Oh, well, I don't want to do it. Oh, no,
Yeah.
no.
Hashtag where are the donuts, TJ?
Hashtag where are they? I don't know.
Where are the donuts,
Where
TJ?
are they?
What happened to the
Where?
donut challenge, TJ?
Where? I don't know. Where are they? Where are the donuts
Look,
at?
I tried to bring some donuts here. TJ Sullivan knocked them out of my hand.
I'm like, oops. Oopsie daisy.
Can't fit them all in my
Bitch.
mouth if they're on the ground. It's me, TJ.
Can't expect me to stick a donut that's been on the ground in my mouth, Scotty.
Disgusting.
It's ridiculous. We'll have to do this challenge another time.
Another day,
How
maybe.
convenient, dude. How
Another
fucking
day,
convenient.
perhaps. Another day.
So disappointing, you,
Another
man.
dollar. Apparently 1 in 3 San Francisco residents want to leave. Why don't they then?
Yeah.
Get out.
It'll get cheaper.
They won't want to leave after they get out of San Francisco.
They'll be like, wait a minute.
Like, I can understand if you're just in San
Francisco.
Francisco, you might think, hey, there's better shit out there. But then you leave San Francisco and you
You're like,
realize,
wait a minute.
uh-oh, I made a mistake. I better go back to San
I
Francisco.
mean, there are some negatives about San Francisco, though,
Nah,
Paul. I mean, like the
not a
shit,
single one.
The shit maps they have now.
Shit maps.
They have shit maps. You know what those are? It's where homeless people have taken a shit. So it's like you gotta try to avoid the shit. It's like a shit thing. It's like a shit like minefield.
That sounds beautiful.
It sounds beautiful to you?
Yes.
Really?
They take the time out to map where the shits are so you can go around them. Most places you just end up walking in the shit.
Yeah.
I don't think most places have that problem, though.
I mean, it sounds like an upside to...
well, you know why it happens, though? Because all those people are addicted to heroin. And if you don't know this, heroin slows down your bowel movements. But then if you can't get it, unfortunately, which does happen...
Then your bowels
then
spill out.
It
You get the
comes-
squirts.
It comes quick.
You get the Hershey squirts.
And if you ain't got a house to shit in,
Couple shits just
You're gonna
plop
shit
out
on the
that
sidewalk.
ass. If you can afford heroin, how can't you afford a house, you know?
that's why, because you're affording the heroin.
Well, maybe they should prioritize their life a little better, huh?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure.
You know? Stop
That's
spending
all-
so much on that
that's
heroin
all
and get
homeless
yourself a
people
nice
need to do, TJ.
apartment.
They just need to reprioritize their money.
I mean, think about how clever heroin addicts are at getting together some money for heroin. If they just applied that same initiative to other aspects of their lives.
Yeah, it's the crazy heroin addiction that gets in the way
Yeah,
of that. You
I
know,
mean,
if they could find a way around that.
Yeah.
They'd be golden.
Yeah.
Some of
You
those
know what I mean?
motivated, hardworking
That crazy thing that causes them to prioritize the drug over everything else in their lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if
Because if
only-
they don't have it, they feel fucking sick.
If only they prioritized something else, you know?
If only they had the time outside of searching for heroin to apply that heroin searching gumption. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Because, I mean, obviously, you know, you got to be pretty determined. You know, heroin's expensive.
I'm
You
pretty
know
sure
what
in
we
San
need?
Francisco, it's not hard to find heroin.
More hours in a day.
Yeah.
Let's take every 2 days and make that the new day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That way your first shift is 24 hours, and then you get to go home
Absolutely.
for 5
minutes?
5
5
hours.
hours.
5 hours.
5 hours.
TJ.
I got you.
That's plenty of time for family and eating and
Sleeping,
socialization and
anything
sleeping.
else. Yeah.
You guys heard about Kamala Harris's new plan? She wants to
throw everybody that smokes weed in jail.
No, that's her
okay.
old plan.
Oh, okay, got it.
She wants to basically extend the hours that kids have to spend in school.
Oh,
And she has a new bill to stretch the school day from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, Kamala Harris's fucking campaign is over.
It was over a long time
Dude,
ago.
no, but I mean, when you tell me some shit like that, it's fucking over.
Like, the problems in school, why would you want kids immersed in those problems for longer?
Well, her logic is because most of their parents work until like 5 or 6, so they should be in school till then, so the parents don't have to worry about those other hours, you know?
Right, got it.
Yeah.
So just basically admitting that it's like a little prison babysitter complex that you send your children to.
Yeah, well, you know, Kamala Harris loves prison.
People have got to work more hours, so let's just keep their kids in these weird little fucking prisons for longer.
Yeah. Let's just keep them in kid prison a little longer of the day.
Right where they belong.
Let's continue underpaying and underfunding every fucking program that supports the kids, so they can sit and be bored at school for 3 more hours a
Dude,
day.
Why
not?
Our dad went to federal prison, and he said when he read my school manual, he's like, "What the fuck? Are they putting you in prison? This is exactly the kind of manual I got." I was like, "Oh my god!" That always stuck with me my whole fucking life since he said that. I was like, my dad who went to prison literally said my school manual reminded him of prison and being in prison.
Yeah, there you go.
So, I mean, you're not that far off.
Prison is just school you can't leave.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I can vouch for that. They treat kids like prisoners in those places too.
They are.
We've seen so many videos, like kids getting slammed to the ground because they do anything at all wrong or they act
There's a bigger
out.
police presence on campuses now.
Designing the walls to make them harder
Kids
for
are given
mass
less
shootings.
like free time, you know what I mean? Less time to like blow off steam and be children. They got to just sit quietly and absorb information. Yeah, let's extend the time that they're doing that.
And, and it's mainly just rote memorization.
To try to make it a little bit more palatable to people, her plan is basically that the extra hours of school won't be like class stuff. It's going to be like extracurricular type of stuff. So basically, she's just going to mandate extracurricular bullshit.
Keep the youth busy
I mean,
so they're
there's
distracted.
there's plenty of that shit for the kids that want to do it. Forcing kids that
No,
don't.
but
wanna
she
be
wants to
doing
force the
something.
kids that don't
Right.
want to do it, though.
Right.
You know? You get it.
Dude,
It's a good plan.
Fantastic.
I support this plan if they fucking police will come and make Paul sit in those classrooms as well and torture him.
She got shook after Tulsi went after her in that one debate. She never was the same after that because she came out there in that first debate. I thought she was a contender. She had some fire.
Oh, she went after Biden, dude.
Yeah, she was like tough.
Biden was like,
And since then, every successive debate performance has just been like more and more dog shit,
now it's been Warren.
less and less energy.
It's Warren now. That's what everyone's talking about. Now the
Warren.
mainstream media's like, Warren.
Warren.
Fox News, you know what they were pushing? They love Joe Biden, dude. They're like, Joe Biden's the only moderate up there that can win.
He's a moderate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
because we should
perfect
definitely
sense.
take fucking our cues from the Republican media outlet.
That's a loser right there.
It's really weird because a lot of Republicans I heard say that they're like, you know what? If the Democrat Party wants sense, they're going to vote for Joe Biden and put him up because he's the best chance they have.
They just know that Trump's gonna fucking
'cause
easily waltz over Biden.
Of course.
Trump will just walk over, push Biden down, and fucking take a big shit on his
Yeah.
face.
What if Biden brings a length of chain though, TJ?
Well, then, I mean, obviously, that's
Nah,
a
dude.
game changer right
You
there.
never know.
All Trump's got to do is
Dude,
fucking take.
I'll tell you what,
He's
if
gonna take. No, excuse me. He's gonna fucking
ahead.
take Joe Biden's fucking lunch money on the national stage, and everybody's like, "Come on, cough it up." And Joe Biden's, "Okay, Mr. Trump, here you go." And then the election's fucking over.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I think the ghost of Corn Pop is going to rise up
You think so?
and take Joe Biden's part, dude.
You know, it's interesting that we're talking about the corn pop incident because if you take that incident at face value and say it definitely happened, it's a display of balls, is it not?
Yeah, it's
I
definitely a
have to say
display
it
of
is.
balls.
It
That's
would
true.
be a
Display
ballsy
of big old balls.
display.
Balls.
And that's what we're here to talk about tonight. Despite TJ's attempt to steal my thunder by doing a vagina episode out of nowhere, just deciding unilaterally he was going to do a vagina episode. I thought for a while maybe the humble balls need to be put down the slate a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to wait a little bit until we dive back into genitalia. But I got to tell you, TJ,
Yeah.
since I can remember, I have been fascinated by the balls. The balls have got to be the weirdest adaptation that mammals ever went through, just on the face of it. And we're going to explore these strange, ovular, droopy, wrinkly things tonight.
Awesome.
And
I've been wanting to do it. Let's do it.
You've been wanting to do it. Like you don't
Wanting to
have
do it.
tons of experience exploring balls,
I
TJ.
love the balls.
So we should start at the start. Where's the word come from?
I don't know.
The word ball has its roots in the 12th century.
Cool.
In both Middle English and Old High German, there was the word Ball.
Ball.
And it's theorized that it was akin to the Latin word phallus for leather bag.
Ah.
So I guess it makes sense that bag and ball would be closely related.
Hand me your phallus.
As the earliest games of catch were played with filled animal bladders, so a lot of people think that the association came there. However, and I thought this was interesting, the vulgar use of balls refers to testicles and is even older than the words I've just given you.
Oh.
Maybe even before 1000 CE.
Whoa, fuck, dude.
So it's a word that's been around for a long time, and it started, the word ball. Don't let people say that, like, people just looked at a pair of basketballs or something. We're like, balls. No. The whole idea of balls being balls existed before the idea of a ball, like a basketball or any kind of
So
round
if anything,
object.
basketballs are named after our balls.
Exactly.
Cool.
So human balls are like the OG balls, dude. That's cool.
Absolutely. I also found proof, and I know I constantly harp on this, that the UK is inferior to America.
Yeah.
It's in our kind of the way that we culturally treat balls. Now, in British English, they'll say bollocks.
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 And while, of course, you could refer to your bollocks, most of the time when you hear the word used, it's got a negative connotation. It means something that sucks.
Yeah.
They disrespect the ball. Oh, that's bollocks.
That's bollocks, mate.
You're talking bollocks. Oh, that shop over there, down there is bollocks.
This episode, Paul, is footing bollocks.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Negative.
So they
Negative.
take
Negative.
I feel down.
these strange alien things that we're all obsessed with
Yeah.
and turn them into something negative. But here in America, it's not the case.
No way.
Outside of just saying, ouch, my balls,
Yeah.
balls in America tends to mean somebody that's
Courage, right?
Yeah, masculine.
Gravitas.
He's courageous. He's daring.
You know
Someone
what?
that's-
Look
You
at the
got
se-
some balls.
Yeah, look at the set of balls on this one.
Right. Someone ballsy might be brash and impulsive
You got some balls coming here, kid.
and interpreted as a complementary leadership skill of taking big risks for big rewards.
Hell yeah.
A ballsy maneuver. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that kind of balls later, but I thought we could take another look, since TJ did this in the vagina episode, and read some names, because once again, the genitals fascinate humanity like few other things do.
Why are some of them blurry?
If you click on them, you can agree to see things that are not for people that are under
Ooh, these are
18.
naughty.
There we go. Penis boobies? I love it.
Penis boobies.
Nargberries.
Nargberries, fun bags, Stugots, Scrogs, crotch nuggets, Kroobs, meat clackers, Tom and Harry,
Family jewels.
the family jewels, of course, the ever popular
hey,
D's.
TJ,
Our language really has gotten less colorful over
Hey,
time.
TJ, what nuts?
Because, man, how are we not using this?
Hey, TJ, what nuts?
From now on, my nuts are Arabian goggles.
That's great,
goddammit.
TJ. What nuts, TJ?
What nuts?
D's nuts.
D's nuts, huh?
Oh, shit.
D's nuts, huh?
There's power balling. I don't even know.
Arabian goggles.
Yeah, that's what I'm calling my balls now.
Manberries.
Huevos.
I like
Cum chimes.
Plums, dude.
sugar lumps.
Sugar lumps.
Rocky Mountain oyster.
Hey, look, biznads, dude.
Christ apples.
Christ apples. I love it.
Christ apples.
Holy shit.
Yo, bitch, suck my fucking Christ apples, you dumb cunt. Eh?
Nardle dinglers.
Noddle
I mean, you can see that we're not the only people that are absolutely fucking entranced by the balls.
Norbs.
Wiener boobs.
We as a global culture are in like look how obsessed
Ooh.
with nuts we are.
Dude, look at this. I love this one. Chumblies.
Chumblies. Yes.
Cupping.
Tickle my chumblies.
Where do Bieber balls come from?
I don't know, dude.
Cock beans. Have some cock beans on your
Beaver
finger?
balls. Cock beans.
That's what a cock bean?
Cock beans.
Kangaroo apples. Nurries. Beaver balls? What?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Fuck that, dude.
Elderberries. The hounds.
Fondleberries.
Knee knockers,
Oh.
bro. That's an old man's balls. And some knee
Cajones,
knockers.
TJ. Cajones. Don't forget that. Erector set.
Carolina mud flap. So as you can see,
Bitch nuggets. Pussy willows.
a complex topic tonight. To say-
Polish
beer goggles.
anything that people have spent this schmuffle bag, anything that people have spent this much time.
Wait a minute.
No,
What?
TJ.
Tomat?
What?
Tomat, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's tomate, but whatever.
Sperm purse.
Do you guys get Norwegian culture? I've never. Yeah, I don't know.
Norwegian culture.
I don't even understand.
Mummy gills?
Shurg.
Grow some Rodneys.
I'm blown away, and it just keeps going.
It's not. It's unceasing.
Doodleberry.
Kiss my swingers.
Washington Mutuals. Some of these, man.
Boys in the basement.
Ging gongs are ghoulied.
No.
I want to dip my balls in it.
Richard and the Twins.
Oh, here's one for you, TJ. Nano dick.
Nano Dick.
Grandpa's clackers? Why do you need to talk about your grandpa's balls?
Look at Grandpa's got a set of
The
clackers
Tater
on him.
Tots. Japanese rain goggles. Almond goggles.
Goppldanger.
Sack umfrance. Get it?
Koppeldanger?
Koppeldanger.
Oh.
Turkey neck and dumplings.
Itchy scrote.
Yo, cod sack.
Race kit. Nut
Gerfuzzles.
punch. Nut
doc-
punch seems like you get punched in the balls. That's not a name for
Bust a nut. That's not what that means.
Shit zangle?
chicken coop. Crush porn? What? I don't think that's anyone saying that.
Testiclet, dude. It's testiclet.
Testiclet?
Testiclet.
Avocado taco?
I think these are getting
It's
more
getting
and
a little
more
weird,
obscure
man.
as we go
Mayonnaise,
down.
speed bag, lick the bag, broccoli steam pouch.
Broccoli steam.
I want you to jump in
Where's
my
going? Hardy Boys,
yeah,
dude.
baby. I want you to jump on my broccoli steam pouch.
Oh my god!
I like this one. Get 'em, Carl.
Get him, Carl.
Get
I
him,
don't know.
Nutter butter, sturfy,
Sturfy.
soak in the broccoli. All right.
Is it just pulling random
I think it's just,
words now at this point?
Wankers Tash.
Ball clops.
Roganing. Is that a Joe Rogan one? T-drag.
Oh my god.
Elephantitis of the testicles. Rat testicles. Trio. Lava balls. What?
Digitus impudicus.
Dunk take. Ovary annihilation. Suck.
Balber shop.
Monkey gland.
But you know what, guys? For all of these words that we've come up with for the dick
Yeah.
and the balls,
Yeah.
what do we really know about them? Now, we've learned a little bit about the penis. We've learned a little bit about the vagina. But what do you really know about the balls?
I know they make the cum,
Dude,
right?
If you get hit in the balls, it's gonna fucking hurt. I know
Well,
that shit.
there's a lot more than the balls that goes into the balls.
Oh.
Oh.
There's
Oh,
the
shit.
scrotum, right?
Scrot,
which is
yeah.
really what you spend most of your time looking at. You've never probably seen a ball.
I never seen my balls.
See my
You know what I
scrot,
mean?
Though.
You've seen your scrotum. And that's a sac-like organ made of skin and muscles, and it houses the testes.
Little testy house.
Now, I didn't know this, but the scrotum is made up of two side-by-side pouches. So each one has their own little pouch.
Ah,
It's not really considered to be one bag. It's more like two ball bags.
I see. There's a little divider.
Right. There's a little divider on the nuts. And so the reason that they hang outside the body is that...
It's like to keep them cool, right?
Right. Well, no, not necessarily. Sometimes
Okay.
it's to keep them warm.
Ah.
So there's a certain temperature range where sperm gets made. And if it's too hot up close to the body, they drop down to get a little air. And if it's too cold outside, they draw up towards the body to keep shit warm.
So really, the balls are out to. It's like a temperature regulation system.
Dude, you got your own fucking system. It's like it's warm out.
Yep.
Hang on out.
Dude, you gotta like that.
It's cold. Get on in there.
We got a whole special muscle called cremaster muscles that are used for. That's what makes the nutsack draw up and drop down.
Yeah.
So we've got our own, little muscle group for that. Now, recent studies point to the descent of the scrotum to protect sperm as evolving in mammals 150 million years ago.
So balls are old.
Balls have been around for a long time, and it seems very strange to me because they are, like, I kind of started talking about it at the beginning. I feel like it's the worst designed part of a human body. If you think about all our other sensitive internal organs, all of them are, behind the wall of flesh and bone and shit for good reason.
Yeah.
They got to work, and so do balls. Balls are no different.
Yeah, I mean, like, you don't have your fucking kidney hanging out of your
Right.
fucking body in a bag, you know?
You don't got your pancreas in a sack on the back of you, you know what I mean? Just flopping around for any Joe to slap.
Just more evidence for the vagina episode that women got the fucking better end of the stick, dude.
Right.
Yeah, the balls just hang out all vulnerable and weak.
And if you get hit in the balls, you're gonna fucking know it, dude.
It doesn't even have to be hard.
Now, do you guys notice this? But I was able to find research that said that the right side usually hangs a little what is it? Is it higher or lower? Yeah, the right side's usually a little higher than the left nut.
Oh yeah, dude.
I don't know.
Got a little.
So.
I know one of my balls hangs a little lower than the other, but I've never really paid attention to which one.
it feels
It's
like
probably your left nut. It's probably your left nut, TJ.
You lean to the right a little bit, TJ.
So we're now inside of the sack is where all the magic happens.
The
Hell
magic.
yeah.
The gonads. Or the testes. They're contained within the scrotum. The right side, like I said, usually higher than the left. Testicles, on average, are 1.5 to 2 inches long and about an inch in diameter.
Yep.
Except for in TJ and Scotty. They're much smaller.
Yes, of course.
The inside of the testes is divided into small compartments known as lobules.
Lobules.
And inside those lobules are the structures called seminiferous tubules, where the spermatozoa are produced. The spermatozoa then travel from the testes up the spermatic duct. You can see it there.
Beautiful.
And eventually leave the body through the urethra. So same hole you pee out of, guys. in
Yep.
case-
So basically, got a fucking sperm factory right there.
Right.
Churning out the sperm.
In addition to making the sperm, the testes also make
You know what,
testosterone.
Paul? So your
What?
your sperm doesn't work, right?
No, well, some of it does.
Okay,
I just
so-
have a low sperm count, which we'll talk about.
I just
and I have malformed sperm.
Right.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that your little sperm
sperm.
factory is so proud of itself, just churning out that fucking defective sperm.
It
you
doesn't
know?
know any different.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah,
Turn
we're
out-
doing our job. We're doing good.
It's turned out that Down syndrome sperm. You know, it's
we
like
did
doing
we did
it.
our best, guys.
This one's a little fucked up, but
I
it's
saw
alright.
a couple swimming straight that time.
Paul's got some infrastructure problems. Sperm can't make it.
High
where it needs
fives
to
all
go.
around.
There's like a sperm Bernie Sanders. Like, we need to
We need to
we need
build
to
a bridge.
build new infrastructure.
I mean, I'm glad that they don't know any different because, you know, I like to enjoy normal
Built-in
sexual
birth control
function.
too. You know.
Yeah. They don't know that they've done me a huge favor in my life. You know what I mean? That's why I think I'm so protective of my balls, other than the fact that it's literally an organ hanging in a sack of skin outside of my
Yeah.
body, is because they're doing me at least a solid.
Yeah.
They have
hell
a
yeah.
they have
Absolutely.
a function that I have no desire in taking part in, but they continue to work anyway
Because-
for the things I need them for.
I mean, honestly, it is a good fucking way to be in because think about this: every woman wants the even if they don't want to get pregnant, if they don't want that, they want it, and you can deliver.
They still want the
But
jizz.
yours ain't gonna do nothing to them.
They love that jizz.
so when you blow a load,
Mm-hmm.
only about 2 to 5% of that load is actually semen.
Right. The rest is just a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, the rest is just it's fructose, citric acid, proteins. Comes from the spermatic duct and the prostate,
Here, have a protein shake, baby.
which you can see listed there. So we got the whole gland that makes most of the nut, and there's just a few swimmers in it.
Right. Only a handful.
So, I always thought that was interesting. Like, it's very, very few sperm in comparison to how much you load you blow. You know
right.
what I mean?
Because they need something to swim in.
Right.
Yeah.
And for me, it's even lower. I'm basically blowing nothing but prostatic fluid and citric acid out the front of my dick. Okay.
Yeah. Take some citric acid. You want some fructose? You want some protein?
There's one or two
You want
little
some
short
citric
bus
acid,
sperm
bitch?
swimming around in it.
Do I do good?
They're going nowhere. But I digress.
Yep.
As you can imagine, there are a lot of things that can go wrong with your
Oh,
balls.
shit. I don't like that.
What?
Just looking at this diagram that we're all staring at here should let you know everything you need to know. Now, I will tell you, I was going to cover some shit that was just fucking foul. So I'll mention it. There's a thing you can get on your balls called Fournier's gangrene,
Ew.
What?
and it happens at all ages. It's basically a gangrenous infection of the balls where blood flow it can't get to the balls, and it basically just turns black and turns into a big open sore and falls off. Sometimes it takes the penis with it.
I don't like it.
I found pictures of it, and I was going to put but hell no. Nobody wants to see the rotten ball bag.
What the fuck, dude?
But just know
You,
that could happen to your balls.
Cool.
Now,
your balls will randomly just fall off.
yeah, you could
And-
just
and sometimes your dick.
get Fournier's gangrene, and your balls could just fall off, just drop off.
How does that even?
Oh, I looked it up. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
See,
Ah,
you can put it up there if you want to
No.
gag the people with it, TJ.
I don't know. I don't know if I should. I don't think I should.
No, Nah, don't do it, man.
Oh.
Just Google it if you want to see it right
If
now.
you're a sick fuck, you can Google Fournier's gangrene
Yeah, just
and
take
take a look at it
Yeah,
for yourself.
pause it for a second.
Oh,
and
God.
Go see what we're talking
All
about.
right.
It looks like a Muppet.
Oh,
There's a number
no.
of
You don't like that.
there's a number of other things that can happen to your testes. What about
Are any
just-
of them as bad as that one? Because
I think they're all pretty bad,
okay,
but maybe not as bad as that.
that looks pretty bad.
Inflammation of the testes is referred to as orchinitis, deriving from the Greek word orchis, meaning testicles.
Yeah, I got that.
It's a complication from infectious diseases such as mumps
Yeah, I got that too.
and can result in scarring, atrophy of the testes, and even sterility.
Mine are definitely inflamed.
Yeah, if you've got inflamed balls, there's a good chance you got sterility
My
problems.
balls are the size of grapefruits.
The epididymis, which we can see here, is kind of up against the ball.
Yeah,
And you can get epididymitis.
I don't like it.
You get a buildup of edematous fluid in the scrotum surrounding the testes.
Uh-huh.
It's called hydrocele. Didn't you have something like that? Didn't you have pus balls once?
Yeah, I did one time. That was gross.
That might be what you had.
Pus
yeah,
balls.
they gave me some. They gave me some antibiotics, and it cleared it up.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
TJ?
what's up?
So you went in there and you're just like, I have pus balls.
I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, yeah,
I mean, like, so like, is that what happened when they're like, my balls have?
yeah.
Dude, of all the hideous things that have happened to my balls, TJ, nothing like that has
I
ever
know.
happened
I
to
just
my
don't know,
balls.
like,
That's probably one of the worst. That's like probably one of the top 10 worst things that's ever happened to me, man.
That had to be fucking
It's up there.
horrifying.
No, man, it was
so you
crazy.
Like, so you make the appointment, like, what's the reason for the appointment?
I didn't even say on the phone. I'm like, I prefer to speak to my physician about that.
Then you walk in, it's like you drop your pants, like, my balls got pus
Well,
in
I mean,
them.
obviously, I didn't drop my pants
You
first
dropped
thing.
your pants, and were like,
I was like, yeah, I got something going wrong here. There's some bad things happening.
Downstairs.
did the doctor have to look
Yeah.
at your nuts, TJ?
Yes.
You had to fondle your ball bag?
It was a she.
Oh, damn.
TJ. Did you squeeze all the pus out of them?
No. But it did come out when I ejaculated.
Yeah,
was
TJ
gross.
he was coming pus, dude.
I was coming pus.
God, oh no,
was
dude!
not good.
How could you fucking do it, man? What did you think when you saw that? Like, that's not a normal. I was like, you're like, okay.
Well, what I thought was I better get on the phone to my physician now. That's very much what I thought.
Did my ass be in the ER, dude? If I was coming
I was like-
pus, I'm like, I don't want to come.
I'm looking down at my balls. I'm like, why are my balls all fucking swollen and weird? And I jerked off, and it was like yellow shit. I'm like, I don't like this.
Jerked off. You still jerked off.
Yeah, well, I kept jerking off too because I wanted to empty it.
Yeah,
I did,
that's great. I got to drain the pus somehow.
Jesus.
and it was cool because as the antibiotics
Did it work?
kicked in, it was like less and less pus, and then finally it was back to normal loads. And I'm like, oh, thank God, thank God.
Well,
Because I'll be honest with you, like doctors, I think of them as total quacks.
most of them.
Yeah, all of them.
All of
them. So basically, whenever they do something that actually works, I'm always relieved. So I'm glad that was definitely an instance where I really wanted the medical establishment to come through for me because
And it did.
Yeah, and it did. Thank you. Thank
You'd
God
still
for
be
that.
nutting pus to this day
I
if
mean,
it wasn't for
if
them.
they were total quacks, then wouldn't you still be nutting pus though?
Exactly. Exactly.
So they're not total quacks. You have to
Right.
admit
Well, I'm
there's-
not saying that medical science hasn't figured out anything. I'm just glad they figured out how to make your nuts stop shooting out pus. That's what I'm glad.
Now,
That's where I'm at
your
on that.
baseline.
your balls are also little cancer magnets.
Awesome. Love it.
Now, this is kind of interesting. It kind of gives you a perspective on how much other cancer is out there. Compared to other types of cancer, testicular cancer is pretty rare. But it's also the most common cancer in American males between 15 and 35.
Oh, fuck,
Okay.
dude.
So when you reach about 35, you're in way more danger of getting, some other kind of cancer. But all the way through your sexual maturity, basically, you could just end up getting nut cancer.
Don't like it.
So do you have any of these symptoms right now, guys?
All right.
A lump or enlargement on either testicle?
I don't think so.
You check
yeah.
your nuts?
Oh yeah, you got huge lumps.
I haven't checked it.
You got to check your balls, dude.
All right, I'll check them right now.
I feel a lump right now. Oh,
You
shit.
got to take them between your thumb and forefinger.
All right, I'm
Right.
doing it.
And you got to
Hold
roll it around a little bit.
Let's see. I'm putting my hand in my pants.
And you shouldn't feel any hard masses or anything. Now, I do this regularly.
I don't do it regularly.
I actually do. I do it probably once or twice a week in the shower. Because, when you get that nice
You're
hot
worried,
shower
huh?
going, the balls, they drop out. They're all nice and loose, and you can get in there and you can feel the ball.
I
Paul,
feel-
Paul, if it's just jerking off.
I feel
dude.
like I'm cancer free.
Nope.
I just grab my nuts and I don't
Paul's
feel no
like,
cancers.
I get in the shower and I fondle my balls.
That is exactly what you're supposed to do, Scotty. In order to
Squeeze
protect
them
yourself,
nuts.
Because
for
here's
a
the
minute.
thing.
But Paul, you keep doing it though. It sounds like
I do it once. Like I said, I do it once or twice a week to
For
make
about-
sure that there's no
for-
lumps or masses
for about
on my
an
balls.
hour. For about an hour at a time, just to make sure.
Hour and a half a
Doesn't
day.
take me an hour.
I gotta make
That's
sure
what you need.
I'm cancer free.
Doesn't take me an hour. There's not that much geography to cover.
Well, there is for me.
Okay, yeah. All right, TJ.
There is for me, boy.
So I'm actually being serious. We got a lot of dudes that watch us. You need to
Check
check
your balls.
You need to check your balls. Seriously.
We
'cause
might have just saved a
We
life.
saved your fucking life, buddy.
Check your balls. Make sure you ain't got no fucking lump.
Because
you
let me tell
stupid
you,
fuck.
Let me tell you what the best case. Oh, by the way, let me go through these. I'm going to go through the symptoms first.
All right,
'cause
symptoms.
we're not even through it all.
Symptoms. Gotcha.
So the lump is just one symptom, and that's probably the most easily identifiable symptom.
but there's other symptoms.
You could also have a feeling of heaviness in the scrotum,
Oh shit.
I always have
Oh, it
that.
feels heavy.
a dull ache in your abdomen or your groin,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
sudden collection of fluid in the scrotum, TJ,
Oh
shit.
shit. I got it.
pain or discomfort in a testicle or in your scrotum,
Don't have that.
and
my God.
enlargement or tenderness of the breasts.
Oh shit.
fuck,
Somebody
dude,
say
I
if they're
feel it.
tender.
Mine aren't at all.
Well, I couldn't.
super
How am I
tender.
supposed to really tell if they're enlarged? Because they were already fucking huge.
Back pain.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Everything. Man.
I've got testicular cancer.
Paul's
Got
got
it.
cancer for sure.
Shit.
Paul's got it.
I've got it. It's done.
So, your best case scenario, if you do find a lump, is that you find it early and they take the nut that it's on.
Right.
Oftentimes,
So the best case scenario, you're losing a nut.
right, but you still got one other nut.
What if you lose? Can it go on to both?
It can go on to both.
So you might lose both nuts.
Yes. If
Damn.
you don't catch it in time, you're going to get chemo. You're going to get radiation. You're going to get surgery on your nuts. Chemotherapy you can sterilize men, especially in testicular cancer cases.
Right,
So
yeah,
kiss
'cause
that
they gotta
goodbye if
fucking-
that's important
You're
to
gonna
you.
have irradiated nuts, man.
Yep.
But your kids will be superheroes.
But the
so that's good.
primary surgery is to remove the offending testicle.
Get it out of
And
there.
if you're lucky, that's all you get.
That's the best case scenario.
Yep. So to remove your testicle, your surgeon makes an incision in your groin, extracts the entire testicle through the opening.
No.
You can get a prosthetic saline-filled testicle if
Yeah.
you choose.
I mean, I think I would.
Would you get like the fake nut?
Yeah.
You'd want to balance it out?
Yeah, just for, the sake of pride and all that.
No, I think I'd go with the one nut look.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of
I've had
classy.
two nuts my whole life,
Yeah.
but I've never just had one.
Let me
It's a
ask you
selling
this.
point to you, like, baby, you ever been with a man with one nut?
Maybe ask you this. Can you just go get one of those fake nuts? Like, even if you got both nuts, like, get a fucking...
Get a third?
Yeah, like, so you want a 3-nut look.
Yeah, it's called the Pimp Monk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get it.
Go in there and just go get that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go get the Pimp Monk procedure. Just walk into your local piercing and tattoo parlor and go, I want the Pimp Monk. They'll know what you mean.
Yeah, all right. Cool.
Give me the pimp
So
special.
I was honestly thinking about getting a third nut.
Give me
you
the
know?
pimp special.
They'll also do this for dogs. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but
Yeah.
some people think that
To
they're
preserve their dog's, sense of...
Their dignity.
right.
Yeah,
So like
their
dogs,
pride.
they'll take their dog in to get fixed, but they'll get a pair of fake nuts for the dog to
Give him
do.
a couple fake nuts so he doesn't feel left
He won't
out.
even know the fucking difference.
So if you go to the next picture, TJ, there's another thing that can happen to you.
That doesn't look fun.
This is a pretty common thing,
Oh,
actually.
God, really?
Yeah, it's called. Well, it says it's rare, but I've heard of people that have had it, so it's not as rare as they say.
Ugh.
This is testicular torsion.
I don't like it.
It rotates, twisting the cord, supplying the blood to the loose bag of skin beneath the penis. This may occur after vigorous activity, a minor injury to the testicles, or sleep.
Sleep?
Yes,
Sleep?
you might
sleep, dude.
you might go to sleep tonight, and one of your nuts might just twist in the sack.
TJ, I'm twisting.
Come on, baby.
I'm twisting. I'm
Do
twisting.
the twist.
Did this happen to you, TJ?
No.
I thought
No.
not
No,
this. I thought you
not
said you
this,
had.
no.
I think you had horrible nut pain when you were like 17 or 18.
No, I just found some kind of weird shit going on with my balls.
What was it?
I don't remember. I went to the doctor, and they were like, yeah, it's no big deal.
Well, they were worried it was this.
Yeah, they thought it might be this. It wasn't, though.
You might have had a torsion.
Okay, so that's what it was.
No, it wasn't this.
Well, no,
I forget what it was. It was some benign condition.
but they suspected this initially. It was like TJ might lose his balls. I'm like, whoa, TJ might lose his balls.
Testiculosis, dude.
And dude, as TJ's little brother, that was a fucking tantalizing. I'm like, I'm gonna make fun of fucking TJ
Yeah.
forever, dude.
And you're the only one that can carry on the bloodline too, dude. At that
Well, I already
point.
knew that at this point. I mean, TJ's a fuck up.
TJ, they would have locked TJ in the tower like Quasimodo if that had happened to him.
yeah.
What do you do with an infertile son, man?
Don't look at my balls.
Don't look at my torsioned testicles.
Yeah, man.
Well, if it's too long, they gotta take him too.
I don't like this whole twisting of the balls shit.
So
I ain't down with it.
outside of the twisting of the balls, pretty much every dude I know has been kicked or hit or slapped in the balls at least a million times.
It happens.
And the feeling is one that's hard to describe. It's hard to replicate.
Yeah, because, women do ask about that. Like, what does it really feel like? And it's like, I don't know how to describe that at all.
It is certainly one of the most
There's no other
painful
pain
events.
like it. It's like, is it like a stingy pain? Is it like a throb? No, it's its own category that you can't understand and never will.
It is a deep ache that spreads far from the balls. And there's a reason for this. I never knew why it hurts so bad to get kicked in the balls.
Gotcha.
But I've got it figured out. Dr. Nathan Stark, urologist at Houston Methodist Hospital, describes it as evolutionarily favorable to have very sensitive testicles. So much so that you're very invested in protecting them.
Right, because you got an organ hanging out of your body.
Right.
So it has to hurt that way so that you're actually, basically they want you, your body wants you overprotective of these things.
Right. So they hurt badly for that reason. Because when you get hit in the balls, your body wants you to learn the lesson that you should never let that happen again. That you're dealing with some delicate shit here. Now, obviously, the balls perform one of the most vital functions in the continuation of the species.
Right.
So that would explain the natural selection side of things. But what about the mechanics? The explanation on the specific kind of agony when someone busts your balls is linked to the kinds of nerves in your scrotum. The pain moves slower along these nerves, creating more of a throbbing than a sharp pain.
I don't even think that begins to describe it, honestly.
It really doesn't. They're not words, but I do recognize the throbbing,
I
aching.
recognize the slowness of it.
Right.
It is really weird, because usually pain is, quick.
Right.
And it isn't quick with the balls. Like, you can almost get hit in the balls and not feel it for a few seconds.
Right.
Until...
and then it drops you, man.
Yeah, and then it's like...
Dude, I always think about the time Stevie nutshotted you perfectly, because that was the best nutshot I've ever seen,
God.
besides a movie or.
How come this keeps coming back to me?
I'm sorry, dude. I mean, I've
had a lot of ball problems.
Why the fuck are you so obsessed with my balls, Scotty? You got
You've
the
had a lot
fuck.
of
Why don't
ball
you write a
problems.
goddamn biography about my balls?
I might, dude.
My brother's balls.
It's more
by
s-
Scott.
I gotta be dude. I gotta be honest with you,
5th
TJ.
of September, 1992.
I gotta be honest with you, TJ. They're more interesting than you are.
Damn.
Oh wow. Fuck you.
But fucking Stevie was just the perfect height and just hit TJ because here's the thing, most people they go for your balls, they kind of miss. I've seen a few people unless you're doing a nut tap, you're gonna miss. And Stevie was 4 or 5 and just hit TJ squarely in his
Speed bag those motherfuckers.
He hit TJ squarely and perfectly in the balls. He knew exactly what he was doing. His little hand went back, connects. TJ drops to the ground. It was just one of those beautiful sights I've ever seen in my life.
I grew up with nothing but sisters, so my balls.
I know
have
that
been,
they went for your nuts.
Oh my
Of course,
God.
dude. They're first thing they're gonna go for.
My balls have been kicked and punched and slammed into more times than I want to admit. And there's an aspect of getting hit in the nuts that I never understood until now, which is the stomach pain from it.
Yeah, you want to puke.
Oh yeah,
It
totally.
hurts all the way up in your stomach, all the way up in your kind of chest cavity. And the reason for that is kind of a similar reason that we learned about the vagina, how the clitoris is just kind of like a penis that, takes a different form when the right hormones are applied. The same thing goes for the testes. They're basically ovaries.
Yeah, right.
So they have blood flow and nerve ending links all the way up in the abdominal cavity because of fetal development.
Right.
So when you're a fetus and your ovaries and all the nerve endings that connect them first develop, or what will become your ovaries or your testes, all of it's up there. So when you get kicked in the balls, even though they're all the way on the lower half of your body, in my case, swinging between my ankles, you know what I mean?
Sure.
You get kicked in those, you're going to feel it in your stomach.
You know the crazy thing about it is about getting hit by the balls too, is a hard, swift nut shot definitely fucking hurts.
Yeah.
But there's times when your nuts barely get grazed by something, but if it hits it just right,
Yeah.
it's gonna fucking hurt like a motherfucker.
The lightest little tap
Yeah, you could just flick them.
can be...
And 90% of the time it wouldn't do anything. But if you get that 10% of the time, fucking just right little...
Well, that's why
It'll be like, oh, God,
that's why I brought up the Stevie thing, because most nut shots, To be honest with you, it's kind of hard to get that perfect nut shot. When you actually see it, it's like, unless someone's like just sitting there just opening their legs like, give me a nut shot, it's fucking difficult to pull off.
Oh, yeah.
I took the worst one I ever took was in grade school. I was probably in 3rd or 4th grade, and I was climbing on one of those jungle gym things. It's like a dome of pipes.
Yeah, I know
And
exactly
you could
what you're
get
talking
inside it and swing around on the inside of it, or you could climb. Well, I climbed up to the top of it. Bell rang, and I went to kind of jump down off of it, and my foot slipped, and I just clank. Just landed with, full force right on the nuts. I'd like to think that that's what sterilized me. And that is something that I didn't cover in too much detail here. But in dudes that are sterile, usually it has something to do with some kind of trauma that the nuts have experienced in their lives.
It was natural selection, dude. Paul fell out. Boom. Nature's
Just
like, you know
wasn't
what,
meant
Paul?
to be.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I gotta take your nuts from you.
I pulled a little article here.
This article was published on my birthday in 2017.
That means it's absolutely accurate, 100%.
Iron crotch, dude.
Yeah, Iron Crotch Kung Fu Master lets people kick him in the balls to give him sexual power.
Wow, does it work?
If it didn't, would he be taking shots to the
Guess
nuts?
not. I don't know, man.
When it comes to cures for erectile dysfunction, most people opt for a little blue pill rather than letting people smash you in the balls with a battering ram. But devotees of Iron Crotch Kung Fu believe that being repeatedly hit in the groin is good for sexual health.
Maybe I think these guys are just low-key into CBT kind of shit.
Yep. They believe that repeated blows to the penis can cure erectile dysfunction and premature ejaculation. So,
Is
do
there
they
a
show
video?
this?
yes.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. Height.
I've learned
that is
this-
not a skill.
Yeah,
Oops, sorry.
that's okay.
That is not a skill, bro.
Dude, it is. This old Chinese dude took like fucking 20 nut shots, TJ.
Oh my
What?
God!
No!
Brick into the dick.
Stop it.
He's dick
Brick to
bricking
the
us.
dick. Brick to the dick. Brick to the dick. Brick to the dick. I like it. Looks good to me. I'm gonna learn this style of kung fu. My balls will be iron.
Stuntmen should get into this.
I want to see the battering ram.
Yeah, maybe it'll show it. I don't know.
More and more masters are opening studios to teach it. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well, TJ, people want to learn the secrets of this. The secrets of fucking ball smashing.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Look, the fat dude can even do it, Paul. So you can't say, oh, man, I'm too fat. Look at this dude. He's taking it.
Balls made of fucking steel. All right, boom. Oh my God.
Battering ram to the nuts.
I don't know about this.
Look at that. Battering ram is specially
dude,
designed
I'm
for it,
convinced
too.
that that's a weird sex cult, dude.
Yeah,
That's definitely a weird sex
I mean,
cult.
I don't know. Maybe they're the healthiest dudes in the world. Maybe they've got something figured
Look,
out.
Paul, this is their public face. You know what they're doing afterwards. I mean, it's going to get into freaky shit after this.
We want to be more popular and accepted by the public. Well, good luck, man.
I
I
guess
mean,
so.
like, if you
It's a hard
cleanse
sell,
yourself
man.
in this, you could take a nut shot.
Yeah, like you just get a nut. Some dude or some chick nut shots you or something. You're just like, pfft.
You could be that guy in the movies where the hero tries
Yeah,
to
the
kick
hero
him in the
tries
nuts, and
the
he's like,
classic nut shot. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
my balls are impervious.
So let's talk about balls and medicine.
Okay.
So bear testicles are a popular product on the $20 billion illegal wildlife trade, the third largest segment of the black market behind weapons and illicit drugs.
Weird.
It's not uncommon to find in traditional Chinese markets. Supposedly, consumption of these fuzzy balls will give you a sexual appetite as ravenous as a wild bear. So people are going out and killing bears.
Chopping off their balls and eating them.
Yep. However, the Chinese are far from the only culture that uses bears to supplement their lust. A bear's testicles, as opposed to other testicles, are supposed to be a concentration of the beast's inherent sexual energy. So while it may not have hung around,
The fuck is this shit?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know what you've done, TJ. What have you done?
I don't know what I've done either. I'm gonna go to us for a second, figure out what the fuck is going on here.
Go.
So I didn't know this, but apparently our ancestors were kind of all obsessed with bear balls.
Oh.
Well, who wouldn't be?
And there's actually evidence that Neanderthals, some 60,000 years ago, were using the now extinct giant cave bear as a symbol of fertility and lust. So it might go all the way back to them cave days.
So, like, this might be some caveman level old shit.
And if you think about it,
That's some ancient wisdom. I mean,
Neanderthals were a cave-dwelling species, and this was probably their biggest fear in the world, was that they were going to, migrate to a new area, find a cave, and at the end of it's going to be one of these bears. So the dudes that took it down, of course, are going to be celebrated in the tribe. Like these other dudes standing in the background there, they're not going to be the ones that, the cavemen are singing songs and banging drums. Yeah.
I mean, the one on the
I was
bottom,
there for backup in case they needed it.
He's getting fucked up, man. He's about to swing into the bear, but that bear's about to get him too.
But this kind of thing was very ingrained into us because, much later in the 12th century, a medieval healer described bears as being able to smell a lustful and licentious human up to a half-mile away and apparently engage in presumably non-consensual sex with said human.
Wait, what?
Either Hildegard of Bingen was a furry and describing her sexual fantasies in Physica, or bears in medieval times were the epitome of rape culture.
So wait. So there was this thing going around that bears could smell horny, licentious people and go rape them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And as if bears didn't have it bad enough, it's not just humans poaching them for their sexual potency that are threatening their balls. Polar bears are actually seeing their balls shrink over the generations. They're notoriously undersexed. They have low reproductive rates to begin with. And now their testicles are slowly but surely getting smaller.
Why?
And they're producing. Nobody understands. It's just something that's happening. Eventually, the polar bears are going to disappear from that fact alone. There's something in their sexual selection has gone wrong, and they're literally producing males that are less and less fertile generation to generation. And eventually, that's probably what's going to kill them
Polar
off.
bears are fucked.
I mean, a lot of what's
Polar bears
wrong
are
with
not
them.
fucked.
A lot of what scientists think is wrong with them is that once again, there's so few of them now that the need for that potent sperm or whatever has been selected out, and they're slowly but surely just kind of wasting away from not being able to find anything to have sex with.
Damn.
Crazy.
Kind of a bleak future.
There's also not a bear testicle thing, but certainly eating of testicles happens. And right here in America, there's a thing called Rocky Mountain oysters. You guys have heard of that, right?
That's it's like bull testicles, right?
Yep. They're also known as prairie oysters in Canada. Is a dish made of bull testicles.
Yeah, they put them in like salt and pepper and fry them up and
They
stuff.
skin them.
Yeah.
They deep fry them.
They
coat 'em in-
slice them. Yeah.
They coat them in flour, pepper, and salt, and sometimes pound them flat.
Yeah.
I pulled a little,
Yeah.
a little article.
Somewhere in this.
I'm ready to eat them.
There we go.
There you go.
11 things you didn't know about Rocky Mountain oysters. They're not. Yeah. Well, they're not from the sea. I know that.
Yep.
Created by. They're made of testes. I mean,
Ranchers.
Whatever. I'd eat them.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
They're healthy.
There's no way TJ would eat these.
Why would I not eat these?
You ain't got the fucking cojones, TJ.
Well, that's why I gotta eat them. Testicle festival, dude.
Dude, I want to go.
Testy festy.
Testy festy.
They got it planned out for fucking like 5 years in advance at the time of this poster.
Can you imagine being like a bull and knowing that we're just out there eating nuts? We're just eating bull nuts.
Bull nuts.
Rocky Mountain. Hey, look, there's a brew you can get.
Cool.
Brewed with
It
bull
looks like it's an
testicles.
April Fool's video, though.
No. It's not. It's the truth.
It's real.
Why would they put it in this article if it was fake?
I don't know. I guess they wouldn't, huh? That's
Checkmate.
crazy. They taste like venison, which is neither beef nor oyster.
That sounds good.
They are a novelty restaurant item. Although they're not particularly popular outside the American West, but bull balls are sometimes appetizers at hammy Western-themed restaurants. They're typically served as deep-fried slices topped liberally with hot sauce. Yeah. Just like normal bar finger food, only their balls spicy. Yeah, man, I don't see why. I mean, whatever. I'll eat the fucking balls. I don't give a fuck.
You won't, dude. TJ, you fucking always talk a big game. The minute you fucking present
I bet
it with
there's
some
a place that serves them down here.
I don't give a fuck. Why would I give a fuck?
Let's
Then let's go eat 'em.
Let's
I'll eat
go
them
get 'em.
damn balls. I don't
want
give a
'em.
fuck.
I'm not saying I'm going to eat them.
I'll eat them.
I'll eat them. I don't care.
I'll eat them all day long. I don't give a fuck.
I want to see both of you chow down on a big
I'll eat a whole
fucking-
fucking basket, dude.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
want
well,
each
you
of
know
to
what?
get a
I want that
full
bull's
order.
balls in my fucking mouth now.
Damn.
I bet you do.
Scotty, calm down.
I bet
Scotty's
you'll
getting
do.
overwhelmed by the lusty nature of
I'm
the
sorry.
balls.
It's like, oh, yeah, give me them balls.
'Cause I want to be strong like a fucking bull, dude.
Give me them balls.
Gotta consume what you want to be, TJ.
But it's not just polar bears that are seeing a crisis of fertility.
Uh-oh.
It's us.
Shit.
A strange thing has happened to men over the past few decades. We've become increasingly infertile, so much so that within a generation, we may lose the ability to reproduce entirely.
Cool.
What's
Good.
causing this mysterious drop in sperm counts, and is there a way to reverse it before it's too late? This is like your dream,
I
DJ.
know, right? This is great.
It's like biology agrees with you.
I know. Nature itself is like, you know what? TJ's right. There's too many of these fucking things.
So men are doomed. Everybody
Good.
knows this.
Good.
We're obviously all doomed. The women too. Everybody in general.
Good. Everybody's doomed. I
Just
like
a
it.
waiting game until one or another of the stupid things our stupid species is up to finally gets us. But as it turns out, no surprise, men first.
Good.
Second instance of no surprise, we're going to take the women down with us.
Oh, that's a relief.
I like it.
There's always been evidence that men throughout life are at a higher risk of early death. From the beginning, a higher male incidence of death by mastodon stomping, a higher incidence of spiked club to the brain pan, a statistically significant disparity between how many men and how many women die of accidentally shooting themselves in the face or getting really fat and having a heart attack.
Hey, bitches get just as fat. They just don't. They're not as prone to them heart attacks because
That's
their
true.
fat doesn't get in their organs as much.
Right. The male of the species dies younger than the female, about 5 years on average. Divide a population into groups by birth year, and by the time each cohort reaches 85, there are 2 women left for every man alive.
Man, if you can make it to 85, you got your pick of the pussy, man.
You've got it made, boy.
You could fucking clean up in that nursing home.
In fact, the male wins every age class. Baby boys die more often than baby girls. Little boys die more often than little girls. Teenage boys, young men, middle-aged men, death champions across the board.
Yeah, because we take them risks.
Now it seems that early death isn't enough for us. We're on track to void the species entirely. Last summer, a group of researchers from Hebrew University and Mount Sinai Medical School published a study showing that sperm counts in the U.S., Europe, Australia, and New Zealand have fallen by more than 50% over the past 4 decades.
You know what, guys? We are seeing here evidence. Evidence. Then we say the pussification of the United States and all these other countries in the world. Here's the evidence right
No,
here.
This is just nature
Here
saying
is the fucking
enough.
That's-
Enough of you.
So we're literally producing half the sperm
we
our
need to
grandfathers did.
we need to double the amount of sperm we're producing tomorrow.
So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here. If we're half as fertile as the generation before us, why haven't we noticed? One answer is that there's a lot of redundancy built into reproduction. You don't need 200 million sperm to fertilize the egg, but that's how many the average man might devote to the job. Most men can still conceive a child naturally with a depressed sperm count, and those who can't have a booming fertility treatment industry ready to help them. And let me tell you, that is a fucking racket. And though lower sperm counts probably have led to a small decrease in the number of children being conceived, the decline that's been masked by sociological changes driving birth rates down even faster. People in the developed world are choosing to have fewer children, and they're having them later. So it's a double-edged kind of thing.
yeah, so culturally we don't want kids as much.
Right.
And our
right.
sperm counts are declining.
Well, in this time period, yeah. I mean, but you know, we've had baby booms, we've had different birth rates all throughout history. So I mean, it's entirely possible now it's going to go down, and then later it could go back up. I mean, it's generational. To
No,
a
down,
degree.
down.
Maybe so.
I mean, well, I would say in the fucking near term, it's probably going to go down.
I want it to go nowhere but down.
Well, the results when they did this study that came in were clear. Not only were sperm counts per milliliter of semen down by more than 50% since 1973, but total sperm counts were down by almost 60%.
Yes.
We're producing less semen, and that semen has fewer sperm cells in it. This time around, even scientists who had been skeptical of past analyses had to admit that the study was all but unassailable. So this is happening, boys. Our balls are, I don't know what you'd call it. They're slowly committing suicide for the species.
Testosterone levels have also dropped precipitously.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of arguments about the testosterone level drop.
Turning the frickin' frogs gay!
Alex Jones right, dude. We're fucked, man.
Turning the
They're
frickin'
fucking
frogs gay.
one gender, TJ. Only be one gender in the future.
Good.
Yeah. they're just going to keep like one dude.
The SJWs thought it was going to be like 1,000 genders, but nope. Only one.
They're just going to find one dude and strap him to the wall and just extract his semen, and it's going to be a big Amazon society. If you want to get pregnant, you go visit the dude, you know?
The dude.
The luckiest dude in history.
The only man with the still highest sperm
Hey, it's like
count.
Hell Comes to Frogtown, dude.
Yeah.
Shit.
Remember that? He was the only
yeah.
dude that had a high enough sperm count to conceive. See?
Yep, that's right.
That movie knew.
That
Dude,
movie
Frogtown is fucking
It was
coming.
prescient,
Damn.
dude.
It really is.
That movie was ahead of its time.
But you know what, guys?
What?
Enough about this biology shit. Let's talk about the real meaning of balls. And talk about some of the ballsiest things
Oh, yeah, well, this is a video.
that men have ever done. I got a little intro video for us here.
All right, it takes brass balls. Here we go.
You don't like it? Leave. I can go out there tonight. The materials you got make myself $15,000. Tonight, in 2 hours, can you? Can you? Go and do likewise. AIDA. Get mad, you son of a bitches. Get mad. You know what it takes to sell real estate? It takes brass balls to sell real estate. Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
So,
Balls.
this is a collection of, in my estimation, some of the ballsiest things that have ever been done. Balls. So I want to read you guys a little something here before we talk about this first one. Fate has ordained that the men who went to the moon to explore in peace will stay on the moon to rest in peace. These brave men, Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin, knew that there was no hope for their recovery, but they also knew that there is hope for mankind in their sacrifice. These two men are laying down their lives in mankind's most noble goal, the search for truth and understanding. They will be mourned by their families and their friends. They will be mourned by their nation. They will be mourned by the people of the world. They will be mourned by a Mother Earth that dared send 2 of her sons into the unknown. In their exploration, they stirred the people of the world to feel as one. In their sacrifice, they bind more tightly the brotherhood of man. In ancient days, men looked at the stars and saw their heroes in the constellations. In modern times, we do much the same, but our heroes are epic men of flesh and blood. Others will follow and surely find their way home. Man's search will not be denied, but these men were the first, and they will remain the foremost in our hearts. For every human being who looks upon the moon in the nights to come will know that there is some corner of another world that is forever mankind.
But they did get back.
That's why I'm talking about this.
Okay.
This was written and indeed approved of by both Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin before they ever sat down in the fucking rocket to launch in the first place.
Right.
These dudes basically thought they were going on a suicide mission. There was no way that we could quantify whether or not this crazy lunar lander.
It sounds like they didn't think they were getting back
So
at all.
To understand it, what you're looking at right here is the command module. Mm-hmm. This would have been circling the moon. Now, connected to the command module is that spidery-looking moon lander that we've all seen.
Yeah.
That has a rocket on the bottom of it that they had no idea whether they were going to be able to control it well enough to get back into space, and then no idea after they did that if they were going to be able to maneuver it well enough to hook it back to this, to crawl back into it, and then to eject it back to the moon and come home in this.
While this is all moving, of course, too. This isn't just like it's staying still. It's floating through space.
You can watch any number of documentaries about the race to the moon and shit. It is absolutely insane that human beings were like, okay, I'll get in that thing and go do that. The amount of ballsiness that it took for the 3 guys, honestly, to get on this thing, because there was one that had to stay in the command
Yeah, one dude
module.
didn't even get to leave the fucking module.
Right. So he had to be there to
Poor
make sure that
bastard.
it was in position when the other guys came up, if they came up. But they were so fully prepared to just literally die on the moon from lack of oxygen that they kind of helped write and approved their own fucking eulogy before they even got on the thing. Now, that's ballsy. Like, what would be the circumstances in which one of you would do something
There
like
isn't one.
this?
There's not one for me.
Is there any fucking thing that you can conceive of in which you would climb into a contraption like this and launch yourself into the void of space? They didn't even know if they'd make it to the moon.
Right. Let alone get away,
Right.
let alone get off the moon and come back.
They knew that it was a distinct possibility that they might just, fucking get completely off course and hurtle into the void and slowly but surely
But dude,
expire.
man, it was such a cultural thing then. I think that anyone think about that. I mean, that's probably the most tantalizing prize, especially during that time period. Like to actually get
Hard to
go
enjoy
on
it if you're dead.
Yeah, but to get the opportunity to be the first people to set foot on the fucking moon, that's just something that is just so insane. And it's so crazy, and it's so it's really unfathomable. Like we haven't been back to the moon. I don't even know how long, like 30 or 40 years.
Right. I mean, if you
Insane
look
amount
at
of
two missions after Apollo 11, Apollo 13, there's a pretty famous movie with
Houston, we have a problem. Yeah.
And those dudes literally are even luckier than these guys. They were even closer to not coming home. They had to repurpose pretty much everything on this little ship in order to just barely get themselves the right trajectory and enough juice to get back to the planet before they died. So fully insane that people continue to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Space travel continues to be incredibly dangerous, as you might imagine.
Yeah.
It's gotten a little better, I guess, in recent years. But these first...
It's been a while since the last disaster, but it's also been a while since we've did anything really ballsy, like go to Mars or something.
Right. So these first guys, definitely ballsy dudes.
Oh, huge.
Undeniable.
Well, let's talk about a
Huge
different
balls.
kind of balls. You guys probably don't recognize this person, but you should. This is Gregor McGregor.
I never even heard of that person.
Yep. Gregor McGregor, pictured here,
Okay.
made his fortune and reputation in the early 1800s when he convinced hundreds of investors that he was the prince of a
man.
fictional country of Poyoi.
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 Poyoi. Not only did Gregor McGregor gain the trust and hard-earned pounds of his eager would-be colonists, he also created a guidebook detailing the geography and abundant natural resources of his island off the coast of Honduras.
A complete work of fiction.
Oh, man.
Yep. By the time his 250 investors had sailed to the vacant patch of water where their island should have been, McGregor was already rounding up the next group of colonists, this time from France. Undeterred by the eventual deaths of 200 of his first settlers, McGregor went through the trouble of drafting a Poyoi constitution, naming himself as head of the republic. Even after his trial and conviction for fraud, this magnificent man continued selling non-existent land and stock to the European nobility. This is a different kind of balls here.
Dude, this is one of the greatest con artists I've ever heard of.
Right. Which is, it's shocking to me that TJ, the
Yeah.
scammer of scammers, has
I'm
never
going to have
heard.
to read more about this fellow.
This guy is the patron saint of scammers.
Yeah.
When you hear that joke, hey, I got some oceanfront property in Arizona, or I got a bridge to sell you. This guy was doing it.
This guy was the original seller of the bridge.
He
dude.
actually did it.
He sold a fucking island that didn't exist.
So the real downfall of Jim Jones and Koresh and those Heaven's Gate fools was that they believed that what they were peddling, but not Prince Gregor McRadical. After the first survivors made it back from their boat trip to nowhere, most still couldn't believe McGregor had lied to them, standing up for him in the papers and basically blaming the island for not being there.
I love it.
They simply could not comprehend that any one man would have balls that huge, and they were wrong.
You know what? I think you're wrong, Paul. I think fucking Poinoi or whatever the fuck it was, Poyoi. I think it's there.
You think it is?
I think it's there,
Poyoi,
Paul.
dude.
I believe.
Well,
I believe in
get
Poyoi.
get on a boat and sail and claim your fucking island.
I think I will.
No, I mean, this type of thing, you got to have a certain amount of disregard for your own fucking well-being to do shit like this.
Right. You have to not really give a fuck because you got to realize every time you sell this shit to people,
These
there's
are
a good
powerful
chance,
people.
Yeah, you're selling it to rich people. There's a good chance they're gonna come and fucking put your head on a stick at
Right.
some fucking point.
So, and just the fact that
Watch out. Don't let him out.
just the fact that he had the single, like, he had to sit and look these people in the eyes.
Yeah, and
he
sell
drew
this
up
on us.
maps of a place that didn't exist and had to sit and talk about it for hours and hours and hours to get their money.
And tell them all the great stuff that happens there, how awesome it is, how much better it is than
Well, you
the
know what?
shithole they're living in now.
You know what, dude? A fool and his money are soon parted.
I guess so.
I mean, you have to think about this. If someone is fucking selling you something you can't see and you can't touch and you can't hold, And the only basis of the believing about this is this fucking dude. I mean, if you give him the money at that point, you fucking deserve whatever the fuck you get. This guy shouldn't have been charged with nothing, dude.
Dude, if we could take Scotty and just transplant him as an 18th century dude, he would have been like, I will be the Earl of Poyoi. These other cretins will not purchase their slice of Poyoi, but I shall.
Dude, I'll be the one selling Poyoi.
I don't think so,
I
Scotty.
think so, too. I think you be fucking got...
Your ball's
you
too small.
You be the stupid motherfucker buying Poyoi.
Maybe.
TJ, you know what? For an extra $10,000, you get to be nobility on
Oh,
Poyoi.
shit. Hell yeah.
You get a house by Poyoi's famous waterfall, TJ.
Oh, hell yeah. I want the waterfall house. Yes.
So, another historical figure you don't hear talked about a whole lot. This is Zhuge Liang.
Zhuge Liang.
Now,
you gay Liang?
Before I get corrected, this is widely considered to be not true, but I want to definitively state here on Deep Fat Fried the source of sources when it comes to finding the truth of things.
Yes.
That this happened.
Wow.
Okay?
Absolutely. We stand by the factual nature of this.
I think Paul actually consulted Confucius.
I did.
And he was
I
told,
went to China. I flew around. I went to Zhuge Liang's birthplace. I talked to his great-great-great-granddaddy. This all happened. Okay?
All right.
You guys ever heard of the empty fort strategy?
Yes.
No.
I have.
Okay. So, basically, in the first so there's a lot of wars going on in China at this point, right?
Okay.
Zhuge Liang, his efforts to conquer the Wei city of Chang'an were undermined by the Shu defeat at the Battle of Jieting. Follow along with me here.
All right. Try.
With the loss of Jieting, Zhuge Liang's current location, Jiqing, located about 120 miles southwest of present-day Tianshui, became exposed and was in peril of being attacked by the Wei army. In the face of imminent danger, with the main Shu army deployed elsewhere and only a small group of soldiers in Xicheng, Zhuge Liang came up with a ploy to hold off the approaching enemy. He ordered all the gates opened and instructed soldiers disguised as civilians to sweep the roads while he sat on a viewing platform above the two gates with two page boys flanking him. He put on a calm and composed image and started playing his guqin, which is like a little Chinese guitar. He sat up there with a fan, fanning himself, and just kind of looking like he was just chilling on the city gates. When the Wei army, led by Sima Yi, arrived, Sima was surprised by the scene before him. He ordered a retreat after suspecting that there was an ambush inside the city. So the idea of the empty fort strategy is to trigger the paranoia of a superior force.
Right. They
By
basically
making
go in and they're
yourself
like,
look
whoa.
like you look like too ripe a target.
Well, dude, it's basically the ultimate bluff. He's holding nothing, and the other dude's holding all the cards, and he's just like, "Come on in." And it's
Yeah.
like, there's something here.
Come on in here. No problem.
Now, you couldn't just pull this off normally. Zhuge Liang was known as a great military tactician, and that played into this. He had this kind of mythos around him of being a really brilliant military commander. So when Sima Yi pulled up on this city with his superior force, he took one look at this, and he was like, that's bait.
This is
This
I
is an
ain't fucking
ambush.
with this.
He's just sitting up there fanning himself and playing his guqin. Fuck this. No, we ain't doing this. And it worked. He basically turned this superior force away, giving him time to kind of get his scattered force collected back in the
And once again, any of
fort.
you out there that are like, oh, that's just apocryphal. Fuck you.
Yeah, no, I don't want to hear it. Don't correct me.
It's
I looked
happened.
into it myself.
We have personally validated and verified this story.
When you talk to Zhuge Liang's great-great-great-great-grandfather and see the battlefield where it took place,
Must
you
be
let
an
me
old
know.
motherfucker, dude.
You let me know. Here's another ballsy motherfucker.
Bishnu.
This is Bishnu Shrestha. He's a Gurkha, an Indian Gurkha.
What's a Gurkha?
They're like a really brutal kind of well-known special forces.
Oh, okay.
So a gang of 40 bandits tried to loot the passengers of the Maurya Express. While traveling west through Bengal's outskirts on the Maurya Express, the then recently retired Naik of the 8th Gurkha Rifles, Bishnu Shrestha, found himself in the midst of a robbery as the train suddenly came to a halt. There were like 30 to 40 bandits disguised as passengers. They rose up with all kinds of weapons and demanded the passengers. It was basically a train heist.
Yeah, big old train robbery.
Everybody get your valuables out. We're robbing you. And this guy didn't jump up immediately. In fact, he passed his valuables to these guys, wanting a peaceful resolution. He gave him his wallet. He refused to be overwhelmed by emotion, deciding not to escalate the situation and risk life over material. But that was up until the goons decided to gang rape a young girl. As all of the passengers began to surrender their possessions, a group of the mob tore the shirt of an 18-year-old girl. Bad choice on their part because she happened to be sitting right next to this guy. As the group proceeded with the intent to gang rape the girl right in front of her parents, this guy had enough.
He's like, enough's enough.
Bishnu had enough. He took on the gang armed just with a kukri, which is this knife here that you see.
Oh, damn.
Having handed over everything he had except for the Gurkha traditional weapon, the kukri. He withdrew the blade from its concealed location in one fluid motion and decided to take on the 40-member strong gang who were armed with everything from knives to swords to guns with his blade.
Jesus.
He dragged the first guy off the young girl. He proceeded to use that guy as a human shield and just started cleaving his way through the rest of them before setting off on an all-caps rage. At this point, apparently one of the bandits, unwilling to harm the human shield, tried to go for the young girl, to which Shretha responded by slashing his throat.
Damn.
So the Gurkha, with a murderous rage, then went on to hack down everything remotely threatening, killing 3 in the process, wounding 8, suffering a severe gash on his arm during the 10-minute scuffle. When he looked around for more bandits to help meet their maker, he realized that the rest had fled for their lives in a cold sweat.
Damn.
That's a ballsy maneuver. 3 different kinds of balls. You've got the balls of the unknown, right, with the Apollo 11 astronauts.
Right.
Yeah.
You got the balls of just going somewhere where you think you're pretty much going to die with them. You've got the balls of, just being a fucking blatant rip-off artist and lying right to people's faces, delivering nothing, and then unrepentantly continuing to do it. And then you've got the balls of like, hey, enough is enough. I'm going to defend this person.
I mean, yeah.
These guys have gone too far.
You got the balls of someone who's willing to take on superior numbers.
Right.
I mean, not to mention that at first he's like, you know what? Violence is not the answer.
'Cause,
I hand over my money. If those motherfuckers just been interested in money, they'd be fine. But
standing up to 40 dudes
that's insane.
is pretty fucking ballsy. But luckily, a train is probably the best environment to do something like that, since it kind of bottlenecks them, so
Yeah,
they
it's
can only
kinda
come at
narrow.
you one at a time, pretty much.
Kind of narrow situation, but yeah. I mean, I can't think. I don't think I'd be capable of something this ballsy.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, so that's a special pair of fucking balls there.
Oh yeah, that's a remarkable. Like, I don't even know how this guy fit his balls on that train.
Right.
That's also a case if you don't know who the fuck you're fucking with,
Right.
man. They didn't know this guy was some special forces dude
And the
that's been
crazy thing is,
trained.
if these motherfuckers just wanted the money, this guy was willing to just like, you know what, it's not worth it. It's not worth the escalation. If they hadn't tried that rape shit, they could have got away with all the valuables.
But they just had to be assholes about
Went
it.
too far.
So we've looked at some ballsy guys, but let's talk about actual physical ball size.
All right.
What are the biggest balls in the world?
Does
There's actually a video that we're going to play before we get to this.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Biggest balls in the world. So this is the biggest human balls in
Yeah.
the world?
So imagine carrying
Someone is like an elephantitis kind of thing?
kind
or-
of. Imagine carrying a bowling ball between your legs that weighs close to 200 pounds.
Shit.
If that image is too much to stomach, you may not want to watch the video that we're going to show.
All right.
We're about to see a video of Wesley Warren. He's 49. He spent more than 4 years with this extra burden before having surgery to repair the damage from a rare medical condition called scrotal lymphedema. So let's take a look at this pair of balls.
All right. That's some upbeat music.
I've got some big balls.
It weighs over 160 pounds.
My scrotum is about 160 pounds or so.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yep.
I mean, like, how
Step
can you
the
not
fuck
look
back.
How can you not look? It's like, does that dude have a giant dick or
This
what is
dude
that?
walks up in the fucking building. You lay on the ground with your tiny balls.
And
You
still
to put your
going.
face down.
Hang your head in
The
shame.
weight is probably equal to a very large 200-pound.
You must be strong as a fucking ox, too, carrying
know.
that
Look at him.
around.
Look at him. She's going out shopping and shit with them big old fucking balls.
Yeah, like, next time you go somewhere, carry around 160 pounds of something between your fucking legs. Jesus.
It's a very large sack of potatoes. One morning, I sat up a lot quicker than I normally would, and in the process of doing so, my right leg slammed down on top of my right testicle,
Oh,
causing
no.
excruciating sharp pain, unlike
smashed
I've
his
ever
ball,
felt
dude.
before. It's as though a tractor trailer had rolled on top of me. I thought
Damn.
I dodged a bullet. I went to sleep, Sometime in between then and when I got up, the testicle sac grew to literally the size of a soccer ball.
Jesus. So you hurt your balls, and then you take a nap to, like, recover, and you wake up and you got a fucking soccer ball between your legs.
Soccer ball. Dude, what the fuck, man?
And so I went to the emergency room.
Yeah.
Where I was prescribed antibiotics to treat it as though maybe it was some sort of an infection. For years, I went to doctor after doctor and tried to find out what's
Told
wrong
these
with
motherfuckers
my
quacks.
testicles. And no one could give me a true satisfactory answer. I'm not able to wear pants. Instead of pants, I am forced to turn a hooded sweatshirt upside down and tuck inside the hood portion and clip it and with a safety pin or what have you and stick my legs through the arm.
There's no pants this dude can wear.
Right.
He wears a
What?
hoodie. He takes a hoodie and puts his legs through it.
And that hoodie's straining, dude.
Yeah.
Hoodie
You can
is
tell he's
straining.
got to pin it real good to keep it from just spilling out. But that's the only way he can get around.
Just been walking around like, oh, sorry, I just dropped. Oh, my God, dude. This guy could kill someone by teabagging them.
He could. He literally could just drown you in nuts. But happily, I guess, for this guy, he was able to get surgery, get this corrected, and now he's got normal balls.
And now he's just the man with the world's strongest legs. All right, so let's take a look at this.
Believe it or not, that's not the biggest pair of nuts in the world. For that title, you got to look right here. This is the right whale. In actual physical size, these balls are gigantic. To tell you the honest truth, these balls are so massive that you could almost put a saddle on them and ride them around if you wanted to. The animal with the world's largest balls isn't the largest animal in the world, but it is a whale. The right whale holds the title of the animal with the biggest pair of family jewels. Each testicle of this animal weighs a mind-blowing 500 kilograms. That's 1,100 pounds in American.
Damn.
Not only are they massive in actual size, but they weigh about 1% of the whale's entire weight. Damn. So, like, 1% of this whale is nut.
Fuck.
But believe it or not, when you look at it from that perspective of, like, nut size to body size, this whale it has tiny nuts.
Compared.
Has tiny, mincy, little balls in comparison to our next animal.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, that's a right whale testicle.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
So this is
What?
This is his ball.
The fuck?
Yeah. That's a right whale testicle for you.
Damn.
That's just one of his nuts.
Jesus.
I could fit inside that nut.
This is the winner right here.
Oh, relative to size?
The tuberous bush cricket. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you laugh now, TJ.
I laugh now. But what's going to happen?
The tuberous bush cricket. This little guy sports some massive balls.
Massive.
They are so big that they are a whopping, I want you to get this, 14% of its entire body weight.
Shit.
So take that whale with the 1,000-pound balls, and that's 1% of its body weight. This little dude here, 14% of his body is nuts. I mean, he's basically the cricket equivalent to that dude we just looked at with the giant nutsack. But
That's
he's
normal.
not going to the doctor. That's just his normal balls. So
that would be like, so I'm probably like around 320, at least last I checked.
right.
So if 14% of that was balls, that means my balls would be 44 pounds.
Right.
So it'd be like having a pair of 22-pound, like a piece balls.
An average-sized man would have to carry around a pair of testicles that weighed as much as a 19-month-old child, or about 6 bags of sugar apiece, in order to get balls anywhere near the size of this cricket's balls.
This cricket is fucking ballsy.
I got another picture here if you want to take a look.
Yeah.
So there's the cricket right next to his balls, which have been removed. And I really think that we are going to regret doing this to the insects when they come for us.
Yeah, especially this ballsy little fuck.
But why would evolution demand such massive balls? So the exceedingly lucky scientist who got to play around with the private parts of an insect believe that it has given this little insect an advantage by allowing it to produce sperm more quickly. Producing sperm faster means they can mate more often, but this doesn't mean they produce more semen. They only produce more sperm, the little wrigglers in the semen, right?
Right.
Just because they have balls swollen like these, things doesn't mean that they are full of the sticky goo. So, there you go. Everybody bow down to the master, the ballsiest thing that has ever fucking existed, the tuberous bush cricket.
Nut up, TJ. You gotta
Oh,
nut up.
hail tuberous bush cricket for your balls almighty.
Yep. I mean,
TJ, if you were photoshopped, if we just took your face off, you just look like a giant nut, dude.
Yeah.
yeah, TJ does
That's what I
kind of
did.
look like
I
a
did.
nut.
I dressed up like a nut for this episode.
Wow.
See?
You do look like one of my nuts.
See that?
Yeah.
Fuck's on your head, TJ? Some serious like
Oh,
dandruff
that's,
or something.
That's my evil twin.
Do you have
Are talking
ringworm or something?
about- Ringworm? What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know. Some weird bumps and shit on your head.
There's bumps on my head.
Is there any lumps on that nut?
Oh shit!
You better go
Oh,
get in
no.
the shower and check that
I got
nut.
ball cancer. Oh yeah, I feel it. I feel it right here. There's the growth.
God
There's the
damn it.
cancerous growth right here.
You're fucked, TJ.
Holy shit!
You're fucking
I've
dead,
got
TJ.
testicular cancer of the head.
People were saying Paul was gonna die, dude. It's actually you, man. You're fucking dead. You got
Look
fucking
at you.
ball
Twist.
cancer.
What a fucking twist.
Ball
Yeah.
cancer.
What's that shit called when your balls twist? That's torsion.
Torsion of the testicle.
What a fucking torsion this was.
Well, there you go. I'm going to torsion that testicle off of your neck, TJ. That's what I got about balls.
Is it?
I feel like I know more about balls now.
Where's the rest?
What do you mean, where's the rest?
Where's the rest?
We gotta bust his
short episode.
We gotta bust his fucking
Don't
balls.
bust my
huh?
balls.
Yeah, we're gonna
You
bust
know
him,
how
man.
short this episode was, Paul?
How short was this episode, TJ?
We've only been. It's only 30 minutes long. That's the
Bullshit.
length of a
It's only
pre-post
30
show.
minutes.
It's not even 30
It's
minutes
only been
long.
30 minutes.
That's bullshit, TJ.
It's only been 30 fucking minutes, Paul.
What the fuck, Paul?
Why you got to lie to me, TJ?
I'm not lying. It's been 30 minutes.
It's 30 minutes, dude.
Why do you got to lie to me,
A
TJ?
simple 30-minute show.
Until we
You think
start.
that's a fucking full-length show now?
I
You
think
trying to
it's a-
fuck our patrons over? You trying to fuck all these good people over, Paul?
I think it's a full bald
you know
show.
what, Paul?
What?
You got a lot of balls, bitch.
Good one, TJ.
Yeah.